Dang. Call me so I can make it juicy for you.
Hey everybody, Willie here. I am making another really quick video, a quick 10 to 15 minute emergency guide on Tiger Udyr. I just got done playing about a 16-hour, give or take, full day of League of Legends here. Woke up at 5 in the morning. We had a fresh patch this morning, Tiger Udyr. All the items just got changed, and I was so excited to play. We played in normals all morning, and then when ranked got reset, we just started playing on this unranked to masters. So I mentioned we're going to do an unranked to masters account. This is a fresh level 30 account. We won 8 out of 10 games today, and it felt like taking candy from a baby. The 2 games we lost were a direct result of people inting me. I couldn't control it. It was just like literally just people went AFK, first timing stuff, soft inting, like completely unwinnable games. The other 8 games were just a walk in the park, easy to play. I think I really have discovered a build that works really, really well right now. So I kind of want to go through it and talk about why it works, what makes it so great, and in my opinion, why it's the best version of playing Udyr. So first, let's actually take a look at runes real quick. I've tried Lethal Tempo. I did not like Lethal Tempo. I'm going to be honest. Lethal Tempo, in my opinion, every game I played with it, I did like 300 to 600 damage, and it just wasn't feeling good. So then I switched to Phase Rush. Phase Rush felt really good. And then I went to Conqueror, and holy cow, Conqueror on the new high HP items are really good. A lot of Udyr players are still taking PTA though, so you can, of course, go press the attack in the precision tree if you want. But my rune page is Conqueror, Triumph, Ability Haste with Cut Down, and then I'm doing the Domination Tree secondary with Ultimate Haste and Eyeball Collection. We are going 10% attack speed, Adaptive Force, and then Scaling Health for minor runes. Now, why is Tiger Udyr so good right now? So the first 2 items I have been spamming every single game. I've been calling them on stream: Peanut Butter and Jelly. They are Experimental Hexplate and Spear of Shojin. Why do they work so well together? So number one, both of these items have 450 health. So your first 2 items on this build give you plus 900 bonus health, which is ridiculous on a melee champion like Tiger Udyr, who needs a high health pool in order to auto attack stuff, right? So that satisfies that itch right out of the gate. Experimental Hexplate, I've made a lot of videos on it. It is incredibly good on Tiger Udyr. The same reason we're going Ultimate Hunter in the rune page is the same reason we're rushing Experimental Hexplate first item, is you're trying to get Ultimate Haste. Ultimate Haste applies to Udyr's passive, not your R. So your passive, guess what, means you get to cycle lightning Qs. So you run around the map farming faster than anybody because your lightning Q has a 60% cooldown between Ultimate Hunter and Experimental Hexplate. You also get a nice 450 health pool, a 15% movement speed buff every 30 seconds, and a nice attack speed in there as well. Now, one thing I want to mention with Experimental Hexplate, a lot of people in my YouTube comment section say, Willie, the item is bugged. Let me explain what it does, how it works, and why it is a good thing that Experimental Hexplate is bugged on Udyr, okay? Udyr, right now with Experimental Hexplate, it's supposed to go off every time you use your Awakening. It doesn't do that. Anytime you use an ability, period, whether or not your Awakening is up off cooldown, it will activate. So what this means is if you just spam E running around the map, it will activate your Experimental Hexplate and make you run around the map 15% faster for 8 seconds on a 30-second cooldown. This means that every minute after you purchase Experimental Hexplate, you are getting a 15% movement speed buff for 16 seconds every minute. It means your tempo goes through the freaking roof, and it constantly is going off, and it's like a passive buff you just get in the background. It is such a good thing that it is bugged. We want it to stay bugged. Please, we do not want Riot to change it. It is fantastic that it is bugged on Udyr, and we get to use it as a tempo item. Second item we're building is Spear of Shojin. So we just went over all the goodness of Experimental Hexplate, why it works, why it's so good on your Awakenings. Guess what Spear of Shojin does? It reduces the cooldown of basic abilities by 25 ability haste. Guess what? Q, W, E, and R on Ultimate count as basic abilities. So you've got a weird interaction with Experimental Hexplate and a weird interaction with Spear of Shojin where it applies to all of your abilities. You combine the two, and then all of a sudden you just have an amazing, amazing peanut butter and jelly combo where you're just able to constantly rotate your abilities, get your Awakenings up super fast, and then, of course, apply the lightning Qs to the targets you want. It also means you don't have to be afraid to use Awaken W or Awaken E if you're caught out of position. Your Awakenings are up so dang fast that it does not matter if you misuse your Awakening. The real core of this playstyle, the backbone of kind of why the build works, you rush Experimental Hexblade and you rush Spear of Shojin, and then you just farm your jungle as fast as freaking possible. You start taking the enemy junglers camps, you start taking dragons, you start taking rift grubs, you look for 1v1 opportunities, you take towers, just keep farming. You are a bullet train just running around the map taking farm. I promise I've played League 11 years. I don't know about current champions with current items, but I think this is the fastest farming jungler in the game right now. It is an S+ tier first 2 item combo. Now let's talk about what you build on the back end. So you've got a whole another 3 item slots. First, you're going to build boots. So you've got 3 item slots taken care of. You got 3 to go. I'm going to talk about the items that have been working really well for me. I think third item, Death Stance, is probably your best bet. Gives you armor. It takes advantage of your high health pool. It also gives you a nice extended burst window and a ton of damage and a little bit more ability haste, true ability haste, which helps you out a little bit. So Death Stance is really, really good third item. If you literally want to see the build that I've been doing on stream, you can see EH just means Experimental Hexblade. I do Experimental Hexblade into Shojin into something. So I've been doing Maw third item, Black Cleaver third item, Hole third item, Blade of the Rune King third item, Death Stance third item, Dead Man's third item. All of these items worked really, really well. I wouldn't encourage Steric's second item. That item was really bad second item. But I would encourage you to go anything third item. And then, of course, the items that work really, really well right now, I would encourage Overlord's Bloodmail, last item no matter what, to take advantage of your high health pool. So your last item slot is going to be Overlord's Bloodmail, and then in those 2 middle item slots, you can go Black Cleaver, Mortal Reminder, Hole Breaker, Blade of the Rune King, Death Stance, Maw, Dead Man's. It is up to you. You want to think about, okay, let me look at the enemy team. What is the enemy team really good at, and how do I itemize against that? And you put it in your item slot. If they have nobody that can stop split push, go Hole Breaker. If they've got a ton of melee tanks, go Blade of the Rune King. If they've got a bunch of slows that are annoying as heck for you as Tiger Udyr, go Dead Man's Plate. You know, if they've got a bunch of armor or your team has a bunch of AD, go Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver, by the way, I'm going to take a special moment. Black Cleaver is actually insanely good right now in this build. I would recommend you to build Black Cleaver over Mortal Reminder every single time. The armor shred is super good. The high health is really good, and it complements super well with that last Overlord's Bloodmail item you get, because you'll get like plus 85 attack damage on Overlord's Bloodmail as your final item. And when you're low on health, that'll jump up to plus 120 attack damage or something crazy. So it is such a fantastic build setup. I have been spamming it all day today. I would encourage you guys, please, 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 if you enjoy any of this gameplay in the background, just please consider playing Experimental Hexblade, Spear of Shojin, Udyr with Conqueror, as well as Ultimate Hunter and Eyeball Collection. I think you're going to have a ton of fun. I have been, like I said, essentially playing in silver, plat, gold, emerald, and diamond all day and just taking people's LP like it was candy from a baby. It is just so easy right now, and I encourage you to play it because it's fun. And frankly, lolWillieP has been so dominant for so long. It is super good to see a build that I think can actually keep up with lolWillieP. It performs, in my opinion, better into the right. It's not even like a team comp reliant thing. Like Phoenix has its place. Tiger's really good now, and you could be a 100% Tiger player with this build if you wanted to. It is that good. So enjoy. If you guys like this type of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to make sure in the morning I'm going to do an unranked masters. I'll do a quick little like recap of how yesterday went. We'll go through the games, talk about what we did, talk about the pathing that's worked well, and we'll do a true unranked masters series. So stay tuned on that. But other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Make sure to go to the Twitch, and appreciate you. Bye.
Dang. Call me so I can make it juicy for ya.